Hello, welcome to the Leeds House. I am James.
And I am Kevin.
And we're going to be talking about Leeds, obviously. This week we've had a new manager, Javier
Gracia.
No, it's not Garcia. I completely thought it was for about a week.
I said Gracia. I said Garcia.
Generally didn't even read it properly, just seen Garcia.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have done that.
Agreed?
Yeah. So Gracia. And, I think we'll start with Everton, because that was terrible. Terrible.
It was a bit of a poo show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a poo show. It was a complete and utter poo show. We just disjointed everywhere.
Yeah.
All over the pitch. It was horrible because Everton weren't very good either.
No.
They were just a bit more, the tiniest bit better. And they were never going to score either.
They're very stubborn, Everton, as a team, and they're like a sort of club that are never going to be good at football, but are always just going to stay around.
Yeah, they've got there's this very, very ingrained sort of way of playing for Everton, isn't it? It's like hit it up to the big man. They didn't do that against us. They were just all over. But that's like their general sort of style of play that everyone thinks when they think of Everton. It's like hit up to big dunk.
Since the good old David Moyes days, where they used to have like Tim Cahill up front, and
yeah, and then they'd have little like Pino and that run around him, But they weren't great themselves, Everton. They weren't great at all. I generally didn't think they were going to score. They were better than us, but I generally didn't think they were going to score until that. And if he's done that and he's meant it, then fair play to him.
He hasn't meant it.
I don't think he did mean it, but he might have. He's a professional footballer, and he might have went, oh, Mellier's on the centre circle of the pitch. I'm just gonna hit it into the empty net.
But if you saw the goal, he didn't even look up.
No, he didn't know.
That definitely wasn't a goal. He did not. Well, it was a goal. He didn't mean it.
It was a goal like that was gonna happen against Everton or for Everton. It turned out to be
against Leeds, obviously.
Yeah. But I'm not bothered. It's but got no manager.
It just makes the next game a lot more stressful, though, doesn't it?
He shouldn't know, because if it is a new manager, this is his first game, and if he doesn't come in and win this game, he shouldn't have everyone be on top of the team, because it will be.
I feel like it'll be a good atmosphere at the game on. I think
definitely.
I think it'll be a great atmosphere. I think there will be a little bit more upbeat about it.
Yeah,
but we can talk about that.
Yeah, we'll call the Southampton a bit later. But so on to the manager.
Who is he?
He managed Watford, Valencia, and then I think he went off to the Middle East.
Yeah, but I think it was Al Sadd.
Yeah,
or better than Al Happy, isn't it?
Seems to be it. Yeah. Yeah,
he got to an FA Cup final, though, didn't he? Was it 2018, 2019?
They did lose 6-0.
Yeah, 6-0.
They still got there.
Yeah, and he's been to a cup final more recent than we have.
Yeah, he is. He
finished 11th, didn't he, with Watford? Got saved them from relegation, and their team was in tatters.
Yeah, Watford fans were really sort of sad about him going. They said he was a really, really good manager for what he was managing. And he kept them up the first season. Got them to 11th FA Cup final. I think it was the third season. He didn't do well in his first 4 games, and they just got rid of him. So
I had a chat with a Watford fan the other day, and they said that they really, really liked him and said he was really good. And I saw on the Instagram that they
Instagram,
yeah, that
Instagram.
Everybody was just saying that they enjoyed him. Said we're getting a good manager, so that's quite good. And I got a message on the WhatsApp application, and they said that
application.
Yeah, he sent me that. They said it was pretty good.
They're my new ad-libs that I've just decided to do, but I won't do them again.
Mine will be putting towards the end. I'll be doing like a finger up, but you can't see it.
Yeah, just for us. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's just being recorded. But no, I'm positive. I'm glad we got him more than that egghead. What's his name? Alfie.
Harry Hill.
No, not Harry. Yeah, could have been him anyway. Might as well have been him. But Alfie Schroeder.
I wish Harry Hill managed us, to be fair.
His big collar would look amazing.
In his big platform shoes, mate.
Yeah. And he's singing about the Coventry market.
Yeah, oh my days. Oh my days.
Oh, no.
Lots of... Anyway, so back to Javier.
Yeah, he seems all right. I'm not overwhelmed or underwhelmed by it. It just seems safe. Yeah, it seems safe.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I was like, I'm sort of writing this season off anyway, as a thing. Like, we can still stay up. So I think this manager can do it. He's got the ability. He did it with Watford, so I'm gonna say he's gonna do it. And whatever.
The only thing that worries me about it is that he's got a similar sort of play style to what Marsh has, where it's a bit more narrow. But he's better defensively. But maybe they brought him in because we've had the players that play narrow.
I think it's more of a case that he can do that because he's what I've heard is he's very like adaptive to the plays that he's got.
Yeah.
So
he did it with Deulofeu.
Yeah.
Was it Deulofeu? Turned him into an absolute superstar, didn't he?
He had them playing off each other.
Yeah.
Well, so
Or maybe that could be Nonto and Rodrigo. No, Rodrigo for not Welford.
Well, no, it might be because he didn't get to manage him, did he?
No,
at Valencia, but
well, he's basically got.
We'll see how it goes. He's got, like I said, any decent manager going into the Leeds team can turn them into a decent team.
Well, he's good, and yeah, I just worry.
Yeah.
Obviously, defensively, worry about that.
If you can deploy McKennie and Adams correctly as a defensive unit, then I think we'll be sound.
I don't know. I think that he'll probably move on to maybe 3 in the middle with Rocker back, and then maybe move McKennie a bit more forward, turn him into an 8 or an 8/10, an 18 if you want to call it, and then we can bomb forwards. That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, I think that he's got options. He has got a lot of options. So if he, like I said, a decent manager goes in and turns us into a competent team, and we can. There's worse teams in that league. If we had anything about us and played the way we did against Man United, we'd have walked all over Everton.
Yes,
Everton weren't great, and we were just diabolical.
Yeah,
but that's what I was saying to you about turning up for 2 Man United games, playing really well, getting 1 point out of it, and then coming up against a team where you need to get them points, and then not being able to put the performance in. So a good manager changes that dynamic, I reckon, and can get the best out of them when they need to get the best out of them. So,
well, he's picked up a half-decent set of players there. I mean, there's some players that are actually coming into form. Ayling, Firpo, they seem to be playing quite well at the moment. He's picked up. That was always a bit shaky for us. And apart from the goal of the weekend, Seamus Coleman, I thought Firpo's had been all right recently, and I think the manager may be able to get a bit more out of him because the way he plays, he's quite heavy on fullbacks, isn't he?
Yeah,
about getting forward.
Yeah, getting forward and overlapping, and I think
and that could suit Firpo.
He's good getting forward, and we said Ayling's always been good getting forward, so he could turn that into a weapon. And defensively, he has got a bit better the last couple of games, and I think he just needs confidence because
I think he's got something that the other lads ain't. A shocking moustache.
The detective DJ.
Yeah, he looks like Poirot, mate. You know what I mean? Dominican Republic.
He solves crimes on the side. That's why his performances have been off because he was on a really bad case.
He was. I heard that. Yeah,
really bad case. Yeah. So someone lost their clogs.
He was after the Beeston boys.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he's looking okay, and if he keeps up his performances, then
just thought of the Morley Marauder. That's who's after. The Wakefield Wanderer. Who's after him, mate? Oh, God's sake! I need to be quiet for a bit.
Yeah, 2 wing backs. We've got 2 good wing backs there that are good getting forward. We've got players that can cover defensively as well if they're deployed correctly. Playing the 3 as well, like, you can still do.
I do fancy the 3 because if you look on paper, out wide and in the middle, that's what, if you look at the players on paper and statistically, that's our strongest part. Is out wide and in the middle. But if you played the 3 of them in the middle, then I'd have obviously Rocker and Adams, and I'd have McKennie a little bit more forward, Nonto on the left, Sinisterra on the right, and Tony up front.
Tony Yeboah coming back, saving Leeds United.
Yeah.
He's hitting bars and in from everywhere.
Oh, imagine that. Imagine that Tony Bow about now. He just injured a lot towards the end, but he just boot the ball right through people. Seamus Coleman would get booted right through the net.
But it is what it is. I think the manager definitely can do something if it's, what he did at Watford.
Yeah, I hope so. But obviously, where was he on this list of managers that we wanted to get?
He wasn't on it. He weren't on it because he was like really far away, helping infants in Wales and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So he was actually first on the list.
Yeah,
I've heard he was first on the list, but they're like he's too good.
Did Radrizzani tell Romano to say that on his Instagram page?
He did. I don't know where he was on the list. I don't even think he was on the list.
He probably wasn't on the list, but apparently I've read something today that the 49ers were really impressed by him. Really, really impressed.
Oh, the American footballers.
Yeah,
they were really impressed by his knowledge. No.
They said to him, how many touchdowns do you think the team can score? Because we haven't done any BMX kicks so far, so they're waiting for that.
Ayling did one against Man United.
He did
a BMX kick.
Yeah,
and I bet all the Americans jumped as high as they could.
They did.
It was a good attempt.
It was a very good
BMX kick. Oh man, what a BMX kick.
Yeah.
Anyway, so bored. They're getting a lot of stick.
They are getting a lot of stick, but people, I don't know. Some of it's right. I mean, Orta's had done a bit of a shit show recently with the manager stuff, and Radrizzani talking about what was it, white smoke.
Yeah,
I've got a long memory, and when they took over, we were a crap show, and obviously we can talk about Chilino and his packed lunches and the rivers and stuff like that if you want to go into that a bit more. But and look what he's doing for the club. I ain't gonna bow down to peer pressure with the board.
No,
I like them. I think they've done a great job. Maybe they've taken us as far as they can.
That's it. That's what it is. They've got to this point, and I think COVID affected them massively because it then affected how much they could spend at the start of last season, which was obviously we got Firpo and Dan James that turned out to be
the two greatest signs of the club.
Useless for the whole season. Yeah. And we had players that were injured the whole season, and they were better used than them two.
Yeah.
But I think the things have affected them. I think because of the amount of money they've got, they can only make so many mistakes, and if things don't work out, they suffer massively.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're probably gone as far as they can go. But I don't have no grudges for them. I think without them, we'd still be have about 350,000 managers by now.
Yeah.
And they'd be getting chased around the car park still. So it's.
Do you think we're a bit short-sighted in sacking Marsh and not having anybody set up in place? Because the vibe that I get from this whole, well, I'll call it debacle, is they thought that they can get any manager they want to come to Leeds after they sack Marsh because it's Leeds United, because it's the Premier League, and it didn't really work out like that. That's what I take from all this. Maybe you think about it a little bit differently to me, but I feel that they kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit when it comes to that.
I think they just panicked, didn't they, after the Forest game happened. Seeing how he wasn't getting results, he wasn't getting them, and he kept saying like, "Oh, we're here, we're there now. I can see us how we're supposed to be playing."
Yeah,
and we were playing better. It wasn't a lie, but it wasn't getting anything. And after the Forest game, it was just like. I think they just panicked and went, right, he needs to go.
Yeah.
Probably thought it was going to be a bit of an easier task getting someone else in. But I don't think they were ever refused point blank. I think it was more of a case of like, we're not coming now. It's like, well, especially the Feyenoord manager and Iriola.
Yeah.
I think they're in a good position with their clubs, and I think they just wanted to walk out and go into a relegation.
Well, that Feyenoord manager. Who was it? Slot,
yeah.
Slot.
Slot.
He's doing quite well, isn't he? They're firing on all fronts in all competitions.
Yeah.
And it's the same with, what's his name from Celtic? They wanted him as well, didn't they? And there's
Postecoglou.
We
call him Posty.
Yeah, Posty.
Postecoglou.
Yeah. For I've seen somewhere today that he might want to take the job at the end of the season, and then this Gracia's in there till the end of the season, see how he gets on. This is Postecoglou. But if we go back to Slot, yeah, they're all on to win stuff this year. They're on to have their best finish they've ever had. Maybe at the end of the season they can come back to this, and Gracia is in there. But if he does a good job, then you never know, could be staying around.
Well, that's the predicament that they've put themselves in now, because they were hoping to get a money, because they want long term.
Yeah,
they want a long term manager, and it's obvious. They want someone in to play with an identity, this attacking football, and they want it to be a long term thing. They want it to be a project. So when they're saying no, will come at the start of the season, or will come in the summer, they've put themselves in a really, really awkward position, because now, Javier comes in, and he, we say we don't lose at home all season, or something like that. He goes on this amazing run, gets us up the table.
Yeah.
What they're going to say at the end of the season, we're going to get someone else in who we want long term. But if he's doing an amazing job, they've put themselves in this position. But I suppose if it works out that way, it's all good for us anyway, because he'd have done well for us, and then got us up the league and got us up the table, and then players are playing for him. I'll be quite happy with that. But yeah,
it's a win-win if we stay up. It's a win-win if we stay up. But I mean, did he manage Watford in the Championship, Gracia, or did he come straight in the Premier?
No. He come in. I think there were 5 points above relegation zone when he come in, and he got them up to 14th, I believe, and they finished 8 points clear. Round about that.
Didn't they finish 11th?
Don't quote me.
Yeah, they finished 11th,
and then they finished at 11th the second season.
Yeah,
and he got to the FA Cup final,
and he got sacked after a few games, and then
to his Pozzo, isn't it?
Yeah, they sacked people.
They're not Galino.
Yeah,
it's an Italian thing.
Yeah, it's owned. I think they own like unit.
No, it's an Italian thing, isn't it?
To sack people.
Just like, Mamma Mia, you're
gone.
You're gone. See you in a bit.
Yeah,
must be. Well,
I think they own like Udinese and Granada as well, and they being sacked from Watford is nothing to moan about, really, is it? Because they sack everybody. Yeah,
they do. Yeah, so I think it was a little hard done by. So, but our board, we I hold no grudges for them at all. I think Orta's a bit. He seems like a bit of a. He takes a lot and he gives it. Sometimes it's probably best to just like not say anything. But he's a passionate dude. He brought Bielsa to us.
Yeah,
and Bielsa changed the whole football dynamic of our football club.
Changed the club,
but he did it through football though.
Yeah,
and he did it through his football and his passion for us to play a certain way. The training, how we looked, it was all about that. And then that brought in the fans. The fans became more sort of engaged with the club. A lot more fans.
Yeah.
But the board with
can't get a ticket on the road if for a long time, can it? Yeah. Or the ground.
Where we're financially stable. We're in the best position we've been in. And yeah, it's gone a bit off the boil. But look, we've got the 49ers about to take over in the summer. Up or down, I think the future is bright.
I do too.
Definitely do.
And if we do go down, there's a lot of money in going down, but we'd lose half the squad.
We would.
I don't fancy that.
We would. I mean,
players come and go though, don't they?
Yeah, and it happens. It happens. No one ever wanted to see the end of Bielsa, but it was bound to happen, and he went. We're nearly 40, mate, and we're seeing so many players come and go. It's not going to change now.
I want Ori back.
He wanted to take over the 21s, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, he wanted to take over the 21s. But when they were doing the job at the start of the year, Scubala, obviously he got it. But yeah, he wanted to take over.
I missed that bloke. He was really good looking, weren't he?
He was like a Viking warrior.
Yeah.
And he had like Bowyer and that running around him, and he was just strolling around the pitch almost.
Yeah. Good player though he was. I liked him, yeah. Didn't he stay with us until we got relegated as well?
He did.
Then he went to Villa, didn't he?
Went to Villa on loan, didn't he? And then come back for a little bit.
So the glory days of Nathan Blake.
Paul
Butler, Sean Gregan.
Leeds hero, big Leeds hero, Leeds legend,
Yeah.
Nathan Blake.
Okay. So if we're talking about, obviously we digressed away from the board there.
Yeah.
So 49ers, I read something today that if the 49ers do end up taking over Leeds, we'd be the 7th richest club in the Premier League.
Yeah, well,
And that's behind like some superpowers, as in,
and that's without them taking more investment.
well, superpowers in finance terms, to Newcastle, Man City, Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea,
Fulham.
Tottenham, yeah, and there you go. And then we'd be
Tottenham are isn't even that well. Well, he is obviously really, really well.
It's got a nice stadium, isn't there?
Yeah, but that's them. They're still take on new investment. It's an investment sort of enterprise taken over. And Pete Lara is a billionaire, and he's one of them. So it's like,
well, it's worth for 4 or 5 billion.
Yeah. So it's
do you reckon invest in Ellen Road?
Well, that's the next step, isn't it? It's the next step to like build our sort of sponsorship up and get the revenue in, turning Ellen Road into a 55 to 60,000 stadium.
Yeah,
I heard that they were going to do the Dortmund wall. You know, the wall.
Oh yeah.
They wanted to turn the cop into like.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so they can hold up the things and do some fun.
Yeah, so it's like you've got the big wall of the cop just blaring. I heard that, whether it's true or not, I'm not too sure, but I read that somewhere.
I imagine the wall going when the goalkeeper's about to say goal kick. Hang on the wall,
Scott Mills. Bring on the wall. You have to try and squeeze through this gap.
Yeah. Well, that would be good though. Right. So should we talk about Southampton?
I don't know a lot about Southampton other than they're
red and white kit, don't they?
They're worse than us. At the moment. At the moment, they're worse than us.
They've got James Ward-Prowse.
That could change.
Is he 1 goal away from? I've just said it now, I know.
No, he's seven goals.
Oh, 7 goals, Beckham's record.
7 goals away from any record.
Oh, that's good.
So, don't worry about scoring.
So we're at home. We've got to beat them. Southampton at the bottom of the league, but they just beat Chelsea.
This is the problem now, because of the manager coming in, it adds extra pressure to the win in this game. Yes, there is pressure to win this game because of the team that is in the bottom of the league. We're only 1 place above them, and we haven't won since November. If the new manager comes in, he's got however long to work with the team. If we can just put on a decent performance, and if there's any sort of changes to how we're playing, if we can see something, then great. I think we do need to win the game for the club, but we have to remember as well what's going on around it. We can beat them. Like I said, we have got a team that's better than a good few teams down there. I believe so.
Yeah,
that's just more.
I think so too. I think our attack, especially, looks really, really good. Obviously, I've said I've had my things to say about Ruter so far, but then this is some of the touches he did against Everton. You know, there's a player in there somewhere. There is a player in there somewhere, and maybe it could be time to unleash him this weekend.
Yeah, I hope so. Like, I hope he gets, even if they just give him a few more games in the under-21s, just so we can get, up to sort of match sharpness. Because I feel like there is something there. Like, you got 2 different versions of a young player coming over, and one of them, you got Monto, just give me that ball, I'm going to run everything.
Yeah.
And then you got someone who's taking a little bit of time, but the quality can be equal. One of them cost 4 million, and one of them was 31 million more. But that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
35 million in the Premier League nowadays is like what 4 million was.
Yeah.
When
Michael Bridges, Michael Bridges,
yeah.
Oh, sorry, Michael Bridges was 5 million. That would be 40 million now.
Yeah. So I think I'll give him a bit more time to grow, get his match sharpness up. Definitely just keep putting him. If he's not going to be starting games, and he's going to be like sort of put in every now and then, getting a few minutes here, he might as well go to the under-23s and just play.
Yeah.
Just to play football, because what's the point of being bought for 35 million if you're just going to get a few minutes here?
Well,
we need to get up to speed.
Ain't Rodney Permhair back by after the international break?
Oh, Rodders, yeah, he's. Well, he said he might be before. he come out there. He might be before. He said there's ahead of schedule, but the original sort of back date was after.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been in good form. What do you think he's gonna do with the defence?
I think if Voba's injured, then I feel like he's going to put Strike back in, and it'll be Strikecock or Cooper. I think it will be a 4-man defence with 4 players in it. I think he'll probably play a right back, a left back, and maybe 2 centre halves.
Where did you get that analysis from?
Oh mate, I've been doing analysis for years on defence.
Can you give me the website, because I want to read up on that, because that sounds
It's called
absolutely amazing.
the 44defence.com.
It's the positionsoffootball.com.
Yeah, go there and have a look about the positions. But now we should get back to Southampton because we're procrastinating again there. But I think we're going to win, and I think we're going to win convincingly. That's in my heart. I had a dream about it. I think we're going to win convincingly.
Wow, you say you had a dream about Southampton. I remember the last time we played Southampton, I told you I had a vision of us winning 5-2, and we went 2-0 up, and then they scored 2, and then we didn't score another 3.
Yeah, so that's your fault then.
That was a little codswallop.
So that's your fault then.
Yeah.
So yeah,
good times. But I think we can beat them. Like, I don't think there's many teams that we can't beat when we turn up and play well.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm forever gonna think, no matter who we're playing, that we can win this game.
Yeah.
But this season, more often than not, I've been at the end been proven to be an idiot. It doesn't matter. I'm still gonna do it. Yeah, we'll do Southampton as well, and then we'll go on and we'll do.
I think we're gonna win. I'm gonna be listening to it on the radio, and then
on the old wireless. Get the teletext up and watch it flash. Yeah. Wait 10 minutes for it to come round and see if there's been a goal.
Yeah, you have to refresh, mate.
Oh God, remember that teletext.
They get me with that goal. I'll get an holiday from it as well. I'm watching it.
Go back around. I think we might have scored.
Go back around.
Come on.
Yeah,
it's take ages. You used to get. Remember that you get the little bit of newses with your. They'll have like your team, and they'll have a little news like strikey, like that you have to.
I used to have the gossips on there. Yeah, you remember? Oh, it was amazing.
Teletext.
So
you don't know what you're missing, kids. Teletext.
Right. Okay. Prediction before we finish up.
Predictions. I think there's gonna be.
I think 3-1 win.
Right. Yeah, 3-1 win. You said.
Yeah. Because we'll concede.
Don't know. I'm gonna say we're gonna win 5-2.
5-2. You said that.
But this time it's gonna mean more because
it's gonna happen.
Because it's gonna happen, and because Javier's gonna go into the change rooms before if he's not allowed to. By the way, he's gonna sneak in.
Yeah.
He's gonna climb through the vents. Let's stick his head out the vent, and he's gonna be like, "Beat Southampton," and then they'll just do it. 5-2, mate.
If he does that every game,
and I think we'll score 2 own goals as well because we'll be so overjoyed at scoring 5. We'll be like, "Oh my God, we're amazing!" I think we'll just like do a Cardiff and just let them score a couple of goals, but own goals. So we actually score 7, so technically we win 7-0.
Oh yeah.
But we just sort of give them 2 goals.
Yeah.
Because they're at the bottom and we're like, can't beat them 7-0. We'll just give them 2 goals. Ward-Prowse can not score that.
No, not at all.
He has a free kick and it hits Chadham's in the knee. That's it. That's what happens.
All right, okay. Guess we'll leave it there then for this week. Maybe we hopefully could come back with one after the Southampton game, ready for Monday, Tuesday time. So I'm Kevin.
I'm still James.
And thanks for listening to the Leeds House.
Thank you. See you soon, guys.
Thank you.